Across Europe, some countries are beginning to take tentative steps out of lockdown. France will start reopening from Monday, gradually bringing 2 months of confinement to an end. The French government has issued this map. It's based on the spread of the virus and also hospital admissions, which has helped inform its strategy. The country has been divided into red and into green zones, and the capital, Paris, and its surrounding areas where infection rates are still too high is classified as a red zone. The strict conditions will continue to apply there. The French Prime Minister called it a progressive unwinding of the lockdown.
In light of the data from our health services gathered over the last few days, the gradual lifting of the lockdown can commence from next Monday, the 11th of May. It's a new stage in the fight against the epidemic. It's good news for France and the French people. From Monday, we will introduce a highly progressive process, lasting for several weeks at least, which will allow the country to exit smoothly and with certainty from the lockdown, which we have experienced along with a large part of the world since March the 17th.
Well, the Paris Metro is preparing for commuters to start using the service once again. Workers have been busy putting up stickers in the capital's train stations. It's to help enforce social distancing measures. So let's hear what Parisians make of these plans.
We already have 5 million passengers using the metro. I think we must really tell Parisians to be very careful because there's going to be, I think, a lot of people.
What can I say? It will be a bit difficult because public transport in Paris is often overcrowded and people have to go to work, so they have to be here.
Listen, I don't know, honestly. I think it'll pose problems for those people who have to work, but for me it's a one-off.
So the thoughts of Parisians, our correspondent Hugh Schofield has more from central France.
What we've seen today is a final map, which is, the map is itself a kind of compendium of 3 different maps which look at different criteria about how the virus is spreading and about the capacity of hospitals to cope and about the capacity to test. It's a result of those 3 criteria that the government has drawn up a definitive map of red and green zones. The orange zone has disappeared now. And the red zone is all of the northeast of France, including the Ile-de-France area around Paris, but also going up to the Belgian border and going east towards the German border. That remains red. And the particular area to watch, I think, is Ile-de-France, is the Paris area, because that is an area where the number of cases is going down, there is still a lot of pressure. And because it is the capital city, of course, all eyes are going to be on the new movement of people and the new rules that come into force on Monday, and amid fears that things could take off again in Paris. The rest of the country is green. The difference between green and red is actually pretty marginal. Basically, all the country is going to go through this process of deconfinement on Monday. The difference being that in the red zones, including Paris, some schools will not open. The other thing is that parks and gardens will remain shut in Paris and in the red zone overall, whereas they can open in the green zone. So as you can see, the difference between the reds and the green zones is actually pretty marginal. The big point is that everyone is going to be moving again on Monday, and the key issue is going to be Paris.